Peter Pan, that's what they call me. I promise that you'll never be lonely. Peter Pan, that's what they call me.
What it do, Heavenly Expressions team? Tonight, we're going to be doing a reaction video. So this is going to be my first ever reaction video. And this reaction video is basically going to be a reaction to James Charles. Everybody know I love me some James Charles. So we're going to be reacting to his extreme rainbow drag transformation video. Oh my god, I cannot wait to see this. Oh, I'm so ready. Yes. Now, so with further ado, let's get into this video. Like, y'all know I love me some James Charles. Like, oh.
Hi sisters, James Charles here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. As you guys know, Halloween is right around the corner. I'm posting this on a Tuesday and I think Halloween is on Thursday this year, so pretty soon. I'm very excited. You guys know this is literally my all-time favorite time of the year. I love spooky season, and I know that so many of you guys do as well. So today I am back with another Halloween themed video, and for today we're going to be doing one of my favorite things in the entire world, a drag transformation. Now personally, drag has influenced me so much growing up.
Now, anybody that knows me also knows that I love me a good drag transformation, baby, because you see them looking like a man one minute, then you turn your head like that and be like, damn, bitch. Okay, I see you. Yes, I see you. All right. But let's get back into this video, y'all.
Honestly have transformed a few different times on both my YouTube channel and on my Instagram into a drag queen, but I never actually got any real chance to perform, probably for the better. You guys are welcome for that. But also I've learned so many different makeup techniques from drag queens, and pretty much my entire vocabulary at this point is from RuPaul's Drag Race, my favorite show in the entire world. So I love drag, I have so much respect for it, and also Halloween is kind of like the birthday of so many drag queens. It is an amazing time to obviously express yourself, play with makeup, and go out in costumes. And this time of the year is a lot of times drag queens realize that they have a true love for performing and makeup artistry. So for today's video, I thought it'd be so much fun to sit down, do a drag transformation. I've not done one in quite a long time, and obviously you guys know we just released the Morphe X James Charles mini palette, so we're gonna go from this to this. If you guys want to see how I created this look from head to toe, keep on watching. Alright guys, let's just jump right into this because this is going to be quite the long video today, and I'm going to try to go in depth as possible. So our first step is always going to be to glue down our eyebrows. Obviously I have very manly square eyebrows, and I want to lift them up, make them snatched for the gods, and we need to cover them in order to do so. I normally put moisturizer on my face first, but I have not put anything on tonight, so it's completely dry, which means the glue will be able to stick to it. And I'm just going to grab a normal Elmer's washable glue stick, make sure it is the purple one that dries clear, just like this, and I'm going to just go right into the brow. Now for this first layer, I definitely like to be very messy with my glue application because we are going to clean it up after, and we really want to make sure every single hair is extremely coated, and there is a thick with 2 C's layer on the brow. Notice I'm going against the grain of the hair as well. Now I'm just going to grab any old angle brush from my brush collection, and I'm going to push very hard into my forehead and brush all the hairs upwards in the direction that they grow in, so we are flattening it to the face. And now with that glue, again, I'm going to press that right down. And now just grabbing a wet wipe before that glue dries, I'm going to take this and I'm going to go around the edge of the glue and just wipe off any excess, just because the glue does get kind of textured on the edges if you're not super careful, and we want this to look as smooth as possible. Now that that's all cleaned up, I'm just going to grab my hair dryer and I'm going to dry my face. This isn't necessary, by the way, I'm just extremely impatient, so this really helps. I'm gonna add a second layer of glue, this time just going in the direction of the hairs. Try it again. More glue. More cleanup. More blow drying. And then one final layer just for safety. And now that eyebrow's pretty much all glued down, if you touch it, it should be completely dry and flat to your face. You should feel no texture whatsoever. It is very weird and strange feeling, and it looks strange, but it's about to be completely covered. Now, I used to use a translucent powder as the next step, but I recently learned otherwise. So instead, I'm going to grab a foundation powder. This one happens to be the Makeup Forever. I don't even know, I just found this in my set. And I'm just going to grab a powder puff, and I'm going to use this to cover over this brow first. You can use a translucent powder here instead, just like I did for a very, very long time. But by setting out the foundation powder first, you're basically just adding one more layer of coverage, which, why not? Now I'm going to grab some of the Dragon Beauty Color Correcting Skin Fire something, Nikita. Nobody has time for these names, okay? And I'm going to use this orange color corrector and paint this over top of the brow because my brow hairs are dark brown, which have a blue undertone, and orange color corrects blue, so this will help make it disappear even more. While we're at it, I'm also going to color correct my 5 o'clock shadow region because this area is also gray, because believe it or not, I am a man. Then I'm just going to very gently tap out this color corrector. So this is pretty much one brow all complete. While this one is dry, I'm going to do the other one off camera, and I'll be right back. Alright, you guys, now that the brows are all covered, it is time for foundation and brows. Now, foundation's pretty easy, but the brows are by far the hardest part of drag makeup, and it seems like they'd be so simple, but if you put them in the wrong place, or if they're not even, or if they're going the wrong direction, it's game over. So we're going to be super, super careful today. I'm first going to start with my Krylon TV paint stick in the shade NB. Honestly, this color doesn't even match me that well. The foundation stick is just so incredibly pigmented though, so I'm going to use this to cover over my brows, and then I'm going to use another foundation later on for the rest of my face. So I'm just going to place this on here. Mine's also ridiculously dry for some stupid reason, so instead of scrubbing this over the top of my brow, I don't want to disrupt anything, I'm just going to tap this on like an idiot. That is the absolute scariest thing every single time. I'm going to use this to go over my beard region as well. Now we're just going to blend that out. And for this, I'm just using a dense foundation brush. This is the Morphe M439. You guys can use code James for 10% off, and it's also in the James Charles original brush set. I normally use a beauty blender for foundation, and I definitely will in a few minutes, but when it comes to this particular foundation, or just kind of any stick foundations in general, I like to do a general pat of a big brush first, just to really like scrub it in there. Okay, so now while this foundation is still wet, I'm going to grab an angled powder and just like any brown cream. This happens to be a contour stick, and I'm going to use this to start sketching out the brows. Now, you guys know beforehand I used to set everything first and then just draw out the brows with either powder and then conceal them after, but doing it beforehand is so much better because if you put it in the wrong place, you can easily fix the foundation while it's still wet and it won't get very, very messy, so I much prefer doing it this way. And then I'm just going to pull this tail straight outwards. I feel like the one mistake that really gets people all the time when it comes to drag brows is just putting them too high, unless you're doing a paint like Trixie Mattel or Kimchi where you're literally trying to give yourself a new face, which I'm all here for. It's good to start your brow in the same place that it normally does and just lift it higher, because that's going to give it that more feminine type of effect rather than like a weird character. Okay, that is a really good base. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side now. Try to make them even as you can. And now that we have the general shape, I'm going to grab the TV paint stick in 00. This is just the white one. Actually, I think it's technically off-white, and just a flat concealer brush. This is the M410. And I'm just going to move on. I'm next going to grab my...
Now, James, we cannot see what you're doing with that mirror up in your face like that. We can't see. Next time, we need you to sit right there and bring it down some so we can see what's going on.
The foundation stick once again in white, and I'm going to use this and put this right here in the center of my face, down here for highlights, on the sides of my nose, on the chin, and then just right here. And I'm just going to blend that in. I'm just blending this white into my skin just like my normal beauty routine, as if it were concealer. And this is going to really help bring attention to the center points of our face. With that same color that I used to draw in my brows, I'm just going to sketch in my contours, and I'm just going to blend this out using a fluffy brush. Last time before we get to set this face in place, I'm going to grab my nose contouring brush, the E62, which is available in both the original and mini James Charles brush sets. And I'm going to use this to sketch out my nose contour and make myself super, super pinched. Finally, 18 million years later, we're done with our base. Now we get to set it in place and then basically redo it again with more powder. So this should be really fun, but now it's pretty much smooth sailing from here on. I like to think not only God, but also Jesus on this fine day. I'm going to grab the RCMA No Color Powder and basically just tap this off from my bench, grab a powder puff, and start packing this in. Now it's time to bring some color back that we literally just got rid of using this powder. This is why the drying process takes so many hours, but it's so worth it in the end. I'm going to grab my Dragon Beauty face palette, and I'm going to start just recontouring my face, first using the shade Femme and my M405 brush, just following literally the same exact shape that I had made beforehand. Actually, going to grab an M527 instead. I don't have time for this. Going to grab a little bit of Surge and use this to really hollow out the lower portion of the cheekbone, being very, very gentle with that shade because it is extremely pigmented. Now for blush, I'm just going to grab an E4 brush and dip into the shade BB Girl in the face palette and use this color. Giving my face a quick spritz of some setting spray just because there's like 18,000 layers of powder at this point. Alright, guys, so I'm going to grab an angle brush once again and dipping into the dark brown shade in the top right corner of the palette, which is T. I'm going to use this to start filling in the tails of my brows. And then same thing on the other side. Next, I'm going to grab an M508, which also comes in the mini brush set, and I'm going to grab the shade Punch Me, which is the kind of neutral tone brown shade in the palette, and I'm going to use this color to blend out the T inward. You guys want to say hi to the video? Oh my god! No, it looks actually really good on camera.
Mommy looks really good. Mom, leave us alone.
Get out of here, Charlotte. Oh!
Gorgeous.
3 women. Okay, so now it's time for the eyeshadow portion where we get to actually have fun. Of course, I'm using the James Charles X Morphe Mini Palette, available on Morphe.com and in all Morphe stores. Use code James for 10% off, only $23, and also in all Ulta Beauty locations. Also, I'm just going to be doing a simple rainbow look. You guys have seen me do these type of looks a lot of times before, but it is a rainbow drag concept. It'll make sense later on, so we're just going to kind of like brush through this. It's just the overall like concepts and shapes. I'm going to first grab B, the bright yellow shade, and put it right in my little inner crease region. Then we're just going to start blending it upwards in a circular shape. I'm going to grab an M433 and dip into 518, and I'm going to blend that right next to B. Adding a little bit of Rusted just to add some dimension in there. I'm modeling my makeup, by the way, off of Raven, legendary drag queen from season 2. Should have been the winner, but we're not going to talk about that today. She is like by far the most iconic makeup legend ever, and I'm trying to follow like her general eye shape. With a little pencil brush, I'm just going to grab a little bit of 10% off and use this to shade the very bottom part of this orange. Like I said, we are going to cut this, so you won't even see this in a few seconds, but just to add a little bit of dimension. I'm next going to grab another fluffy brush, another M433, and dip into Skip, the bright pink shade. And I'm going to use this, and I'm going to blend this pink right in here. And I'm going to pull this color downward, which is something that I normally don't do, but I'm going to kind of actually close off this eye shape a little bit. Now with the M506, I'm going to dip into a little bit of Love That, and I'm going to use that to shade the bottom portion of this pink. Now with some white liner and some concealer brush, I'm going to carve out my crease, starting off in this inner corner. Okay, then I'm going to set this liner in place using some more flashback. Now I'm going to sketch in my winged liner. This is actually going in a good direction. I am happy. I'm going to use Anastasia Black Liquid Liner to sketch out a nice, juicy wing. Okay, so basically I'm going to do this with my eye open, which is not really how you're supposed to do wing liner ever, but I want the wing liner to be above my actual eyelid, so therefore basically my entire eyelid is going to be black, and then it'll look like a normal wing when my eye is open. That made sense, right? Now with that liner drying, I'm just going to grab a little bit of Spooky from the palette, top off the excess, and just make sure that that black eyeliner is set in place and very, very black because we don't want it to transfer anywhere. On the lower lash line, we are first going to grab a little bit more of that white liner, and I'm using just a flat brush, and I'm going to fill in my water line. I'm basically just imagining that there's a straight line, like if I look forward from like the corner of my eyeball, just like outwards, so I'm going to fill all that in with white, and this is definitely going to take me looking closely in the mirror because this is an illusion since my face is not straight across.
James, what mirror are you looking in?
My mini palette mirror, Lewis. It's great for glamming on the go. Now with another M508 brush, I'm going to grab a little bit of cola first, and then I'm going to put cola right in the middle of my lash line, right up against the actual lash line. And then like I said, imagining there's a straight line, so I'm pulling that forward, just like this. Okay, and then with that same exact brush, the M508, I'm going to grab a little bit of Single and Escape, and I'm just going to pull this purple color out, just like this. So see how that creates that like straight line shape? That's what we want. And then with that same brush again, just grabbing a little bit of Social Blade, and completing that line in the front. Now I'm just blending out the line with a fluffier brush. This one is the E36. A little bit of Playground. Okay, you guys, I have done drag makeup literally so many times that it is not even funny, and I've been trying to emulate Raven's like aura and just shapes of makeup since I literally started doing it. In fact, my first drag look ever 3 years ago was a raven look. It was the worst drag makeup I've ever done in my entire life. But I feel like this is the first time that I've ever actually successfully gotten the shape. I feel like this looks so bomb. I am so excited right now. And it wasn't that hard either, but what made me hard is getting even on the other side, which I'm going to go do off camera right now, and then I'll be right back to pop on lashes and finish up the rest of the look. We're back, both eyes are now complete and somehow very symmetrical. It is a blessed day here in the sister studio, and I'm about to apply some lashes. First, I'm just going to apply a light coat of mascara. Today I'm going to use the Lily Lashes Triple X mascara because it has been my favorite recently. Okay, and then I'm going to carefully also apply out some mascara on my lower lashes, but I'm going to skip out on the lashes in my inner corners and also lashes on my outer corners because I want those to remain white to keep that like spatial illusion going. For lashes, I'm just going to pop on a typical 3-in-1 drag lash, but for once I'm not going to stack it. I just want to do one lash. I'm not sure why. This is like brave of me to even attempt this, but it's gonna be good. Alright guys, so those are both of the eyes all complete, and it is now the home stretch. We're going to move on to the rest of the face, and the next step we have is going to be, of course, highlighting. So I'm going to give my face a nice...
Tell me why this look boom as F. Like, this shit looks pretty as fuck. Like, I'm feeling this look. I like this look, James. I love it. I don't like it. I love it. I love it.
Something more from the setting spray to spread some moisture back, and I'm gonna grab a 504 and grab a little bit of face from the palette, maybe a little bit of ring light too, honestly, why not? And just put this right on the cheekbone, a little bit on the forehead for a little bit of a natural glow, and then some right down the tip of the nose. Next, I'm gonna grab a little bit of Literally, which is my peachy blush shade from the palette, and I'm gonna use this to blend together my highlight and my blush. Now I'm going to clean up my lips and fill the lips. Oh my god, we're like cruising along, thank god. Then we're just gonna fill in a nude lip, like always. Okay guys, this look is pretty much about complete at this point. I'm gonna give my face a nice spritz of Urban Decay All-Nighter Setting Spray to lock everything in. And then the mini palette also serves as a fan because I cannot find my sister's fan anywhere, so. Alright you guys, that is the makeup portion of this look all complete. I am so happy with how this turned out. I feel like this is the first.
When he used that palette as a fan, tell me why that's reminding me so much of me. Like, I would like pick up the most random ass shit to use as a fan to sit right there and literally dry my setting spray. Like, look, if it's a pamphlet sitting on the table, I'm gonna pick it up and I'm a fan, because for some reason I feel like my child just come grab stuff off the table while I'm doing my makeup videos, and then he just runs off and I don't know where nothing is.
Time that I really got in like my drag face, and all the shapes and angles really good, and I'm super proud of myself, and I hope that you guys learned a little bit as well. I guess this is definitely a good first time for me to even get everything semi-correct, if this is like a first time for all of you guys watching this video. This situation is definitely not yet complete though, because of course we have a wig, jewelry, and a full gown as well before we head out to tonight's Halloween festivities. So let's head out to the studio and get dressed. Alright you guys, that is this rainbow drag look inspired by the mini palette, all complete. I am literally obsessed with how this turned out.
He better come through with this mother effing look. Bitch. When I say bitch, this look is so cute on him. Like, oh my god. It's oh my god. I love him. And Nikita too. Nikita can, woo. She can pull some looks. Yes. But this look, oh my god, this is so fucking cute.
One of my favorite looks that I have ever done. Shout out to my stylist Joey Town for styling me in this gown, and Michelle Herbert for creating it. She literally made the entire bodice one by one with broken pieces.
That gown! Oh my god! That gown is gorgeous! Yes! Yes! Come through, James Charles, with the gown! Up!
A mirror, which is so beautiful, and the bottom is all hand painted. She literally killed it. Also, thank you to my good friend James for making this custom little paint dripped wig. I think this looks so cute, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. It picked up a few new tips and tricks. I'm running so late for my Halloween party right now, so I really gotta go, but thank you guys so much for watching. Hello, you guys. Good morning. I look like I got hit by a bus currently. We did not get home last night until about 6 in the morning. Halloween is like the one time of the year that I will actually go out and party, and it was lit, not gonna lie. Just watching back the footage from filming last night, and I still know how the look turned out, but I was running an hour and a half late for my party, and I realized that I did not really explain my look. What I announced the mini palette, pretty much every drag queen friend that I've ever met texted me and said that they needed it immediately because it would make getting ready in the backstage area so much easier. So that is why the dress is black, and both the dress and the wig are splatter painted with different colors from the palette, and that is why the top of the bodice is made completely out of broken shards of mirror in honor of the palette now having a mirror. At first glance, I'm now realizing it may not be that obvious, but I'm really proud of how the look turned out, and I'm really grateful to the designers who worked super hard on it. I think it looked so beautiful, so that is what the concept was, and I hope you guys enjoyed this transformation. If you did enjoy it, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up down below. If you haven't already, make sure to click that bigger subscribe button down below. Come join the sisterhood. I would love to have you guys in the family, and also click that bell icon so you get a notification every time I upload a brand new video. If you'd like to follow me on my makeup journey, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, and TikTok, all just James Charles. And my Snapchat forward where it seems I have James Charles with an extra S after Charles. This video's sister shout out to sister Brenda. Thank you so much, love, for always following and supporting. You know I love you so much. And if you'd like to the next video's sister shout out, don't forget to always retweet my video links when they go live on Twitter. Alright, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Happy Halloween, and I will see you on the next one. Bye!
Oh my god, like I effing love that look on there, but that dress though, that dress, no words, no words. But y'all, that's it for this reaction video. I hope y'all enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, y'all. Subscribe, like. Make sure y'all hit that bell so y'all can get the notifications every time that I sit right there and post. And don't forget to follow me on my Instagram, Xpressionz15. So, in that breath, I'll see you guys later. Peace. Love y'all.
Be the fam, that's what they call me. I promise that you never be lonely.